Fantasy Mania 2. The War on Valademkin City. Chapter 11. Year 6130. The present time. In the heart of Valademkin was a beautiful place. It was a city that thrived on business and futuristic views. Several thousand people lived there and is one of very few big cities left in the world. Just outside the city walls was a nice grassy field that Eiffel saw from the above. This was perfect. Soon he aligned his ship with the area below and began to lower himself down. Several soldiers from the city was expecting him and quickly ran out to help tie down the skyliner. He loved being welcomed here. It was truly one of his favorite places to go. He slowly pulled back the lever and turned off the engine. He then walked over to the side by the guard railing and threw over the ladder. He made his way down and was greeted by the soldiers. He then began his way through the gates and his breath was taken from him. The pure splendor of this beautiful city always get to him emotionally. There was skyscrapers, glass tubes leading from one building to the next as a way of getting around. People walking around everywhere, holographic signs and so much more. Even little machines that fly delivering mail. How cool is that? He then turned around and continued to wait for his friend Lucifont. They had agreed to meet up before heading in. Meanwhile, in the slums of Arcadia Fortress, Archadius and his men had arrived. And the people who lived there had seen him slowly walk through the dirt path on their horses. Arcadius had noticed the grungy looks they had on their faces and shouted out, "What are all of you looking at? Get back inside your homes." Soon they reached the end of the road and he got off his horse. His men took his horse to the broken stall behind his tower where he lived. Arcadius pushed open the wooden door and saw several women sitting around waiting for his return. With a careless tone he told them to leave him be. They then went into another room. He removed his weapons and threw them on the floor and flopped on the couch. With his head laid back, he began to think about what happened today. He knew he wasn't gonna sit back and be shown by some blue freak. He just needed more men if he wanted to do anything about it. What is Arcadia's plan? Find out later on in Fantasy Mania 2. The War on Valademkin City. To be continued.